it's Lisa. Today on DoodleDrawArt, we're going to make a nice, easy tombstone. You're going to need a pencil, an eraser, and a black marker, and something to color with when you're done. So to get started, we're going to make our sketch lines just to establish where on the page this image is going to go, and then we'll go over it with our marker and erase the sketch marks. So I'm going to put, actually I think I'll turn my paper for this one. That looks good. We're going to put the ground on our page here, so I'm just going to draw a registration line here to show where the ground is going to go. And then my tombstone is going to be mostly oval shaped, so I'll just mark it on my page here, and it's going to have a cross at the top, so it's going to look something like this. Alright, so we've established where it's going. Now I'm going to start drawing. We will erase these lines after. So to get started on this, I'm going to make the ground in front of the tombstone. So I'm going to make my ground a little bit rough looking. So I'm just going to add some lines here that look like the ground is a little bumpy or rough, not too predictable. You could even put a few stones here on the ground if you like. You could even have a little bit of grass sticking up around your tombstone here. You could add that more after if you like. And then we're going to make the lines on the tombstone. So I'm going to make the edges a bit square at first here. So just coming down from this corner here, it's going to be a corner, trust me. I'm going to come down to the ground like this. And then I'm going to come in on that side. And now I'm going to come up and over this arch that I started to make. And then I'm going to go all the way around this X. So I'm going to go up and stop. And I'm going to go over and stop, up and stop, over and stop, up and stop, over and stop, down again, over again, down again, back in, and down. So you can see now I've got the shape of a three-dimensional shape of a cross. So now we're going to come back down the other side like this, curving around, and I'm going to stop a little bit lower than I had on this side. I'm going to come out, and then I'm going to come down to the ground. That'll be easier for you if you've drawn your grass later. You won't have to be careful where this stops. So if you want to erase these lines now, you can, just to make it easier for you to see what you have going on. You don't have to erase them. You can just leave them there and erase them later. I'm just going to help you see a little bit better by erasing them now. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make the outside of my tombstone a little bit three-dimensional. So I'm going to start off by coming to the top of the cross here, and I'm just going to come down a little bit and then make a parallel line that's going to touch this other one. Same thing on this other side here, down a little bit, and then a parallel line. It's going to go a little bit past this corner. Then I'm going to connect it like this. Now I'm going to make another line in this corner that's going to come parallel, and then I'm just going to bring this down and then connect in here. So now you can see the whole edge of the cross. And so now I'm going to make the edge of the actual tombstone. So I'm going to just start right in there and come out a little bit from the edge like this, and then over here down a bit and down. This is going to go in behind the grass because it's beside the tombstone. Great. And we might even see it right in there. We might even see it right behind there. Nice. Okay. So now, on the tombstone, we need to put our details. So I think my tombstone is going to have like a ridge here that goes all the way along the edge of the front. So it's got like a carving around the edge here. And then the same thing on this side. We're going to make parallel to what we had and then come in and then down to the ground, just like that. And then we're just going to put the famous letters, rest in peace. So I'm going to try to center this, and I guess the best way would be to put the I first because it's going to go right in the middle. So make a nice big I right here in the middle. I'll make a dot after it and make the P and a dot, and then make the R. Alright, So there you have a really easy tombstone. So you can erase all of your pencil marks now and color in your tombstone. So please click like if you liked watching me draw this, and subscribe if you don't want to miss a video. And if you'd like to print your own copy of this coloring page, you could click on over to DoodleDrawArt.com and find the coloring page there. Thanks for watching. See you next time.